What's up? What's up? Wait a minute. I thought the verses was tomorrow. It's today. If the verses is tomorrow, then I will wait to. I'll just put this as a regular upload. Hold on, wait. It's today. Wait, where is the verses? Versus versus TV. Oh, it's today. Okay. Do y'all want me to stream the video now or just well, it's in like 30 minutes. My video is like an hour. Should I stream it now or just put it as a regular upload? What y'all think? The verses between SWV and Escape. Stream it now. Okay, because I have a pre-recorded video that I did a full breakdown. All right, so I'll just stream it now. And then y'all could, whoever watches the verses, then y'all could just watch it. If you leave, you could just watch the rest later. You said stream now, they never on time. Right, you right. All right, so here we go.
Talk to us more like Umar. What makes it so bad about these so-called life coaches? The Prince of Pan African, Big Papa's in the house. People send me clips of some of these YouTubian opportunists. Run my donations. I'm seeing some of them quote me verbatim without giving credit to their source. But I think it's funny y'all keep coming over here asking everybody to talk like Umar. So why are you quoting my material and not referencing me? You obviously watch me. Queen Mother Garland, Cocoa Butter, and Sea Moss Gold. YouTubian beta male wannabe life coaches that are out there. Talk to us more like Umar.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And as you can see, the topic of the day is Kevin Samuels and Umar Johnson. And it has been buzzing across the internet for the last couple of days. Now, Kevin Samuels decided to take an opportunity to throw jabs at Dr. Umar when one of his callers requested that he talk to women with a softer, more respectful approach like Dr. Umar. Now, Kevin Samuels, who was recently on the Joe Budden podcast, who claimed that he doesn't take shots at other content creators and claimed that he doesn't take shots at other people, took this opportunity to take a shot at Dr. Umar because he did not like a woman asking him to talk to them with respect and basically wanted to call Umar out on how he felt like he was hypocritical and what have you. Well, Dr. Umar took to his social media platform to respond to the situation, and it birthed a buzz across the internet of tons of people wanting to see these two people go head to head.
You mean Dr. Umar Johnson, the man
Yes.
who has two children by two different women that he never married? Dr. Umar Johnson, the guy that for the last 10 years has not built brick one of a school he's collected money from. Dr. Umar, hold on, ma'am. Dr. Umar Johnson, the man who calls you queen, mother, goddess, and all this other kind of stuff. And again, for those who are keeping score, this is another woman who comes on and says, talk to us more like Umar. The Prince of Pan African, Big Papa's in the house. Run my donations. I mean, shout out to Umar. I got no problem with the dude, but I think it's funny y'all keep coming over here asking everybody to talk like Umar. Queen Mother Garland, Cocoa Butter, and Sea Moss Gold and shit.
Now, if you're on my channel, then you already know that I am no fan of Kevin Samuels, and I have gotten quite a few laughs out of Dr. Umar as well. I'm not one of these people who basically put myself into one person and look to anybody as a savior. I don't think that everybody has all of the answers. I don't think that Kevin Samuels has all of the answers. And I do not think that Dr. Umar has all of the answers. I think that both men have points that can be true. Both men have intelligence and they do bring something to the table or whatever. However, in social media, you see a lot of these men and women who do not have father figures, who have mommy issues, looking for saviors in other people, and they put their stock in all of either one of them. And that's the same. You're going to get the same Derek Jackson letdown if you do that. Do not put 100% of your stock into Kevin, and do not put 100% stock into Umar. Pick the pieces that apply to your life. Pick the pieces that you feel applies and move on. But anybody who thinks that both of them or either one of them is 100% the truth in everything that they do, if you're going to tell me each one of these individuals, everything that they say, one way or another, if you're on the scale of Kevin Samuels, if you're on the scale of Umar, if you think that either one of these individuals tell 100% the gospel, then I'm going to think that you are an individual who can't think for yourself. You may or may not have, you may be seeking guidance, and maybe that's why you are in the state that you're in. But, we can take truths from both. But just like we can take truths from both, we can also point out the hypocrisy in both. And I'm going to get to that later in the video. Both of them have been hypocritical. Both of them speak a good game. And I'm going to break that down later. But let's first get into what Umar said in a response to Kevin Samuels taking these petty jabs that he claims that he's not petty and doesn't do. Let's see what he said to these petty jabs that he said about him first. Then I'm going to show you the response that Dr. Umar said once social media felt like it was a good idea for him to use his knowledge of the black woman to debate against Kevin Samuels.
Now, let me say this, because I've been getting questions about these black male life coaches, these uncredentialed, uncertified, untrained, YouTubian black male life coaches. I'm not here to knock nobody. I don't know how anybody feeds their children. I don't know how they keep a roof over their head. I don't know how they keep food in their body. I'm not here to knock anybody's hustle. I'm not here to knock anybody's hustle because I don't know how they feed their children. I will not attack their ability to feed their family, but I do want to say this to the black women out there. I'm disappointed in a lot of my sisters. I am disappointed in a lot of black women because I thought that our sisterhood was evolving to a place that would not tolerate I thought black sisterhood was evolving to a place that would not tolerate slander and degradation of black women on any level for any reason. I thought, black sisters, that you guys were getting to a place, you sisters, you queens, my beautiful black goddesses, I thought you all were evolving to a place where you would not approve of Eurocentric slander and degradation and debasement and undue attacks on your integrity as a black woman. But I'm seeing black women, out of their thirst for male validation, entertain some of these Negroes who have no history of organizing in the black community. They have no history of fighting for our children. They have no activism resume at all. Why would you subject yourself to that level of insult? Why would you subject yourself to that level of degradation and undue criticism from a complete stranger?
I mean, I be wondering the same thing. Like, why do you need somebody to tear you down to understand where you are in the dating pool? Like, why do you need somebody to tell you that, you know what I'm saying, because you have this amount of accomplishments or this many children that you deserve this or that? I be trying to wonder the same thing. But you know what these men who swang from Kevin Samuels' nutsacks will say? They'll say, well, he never said that he was a dating coach. He never said that he was a relationship guru. He never said X, Y, and Z and blah, 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 blah. So when he's giving his opinion, it's because he's an image consultant and blah, blah. Listen, a person can go out and shoot up 50 people in a mall. So just because they say, oh, well, I'm not a mass murderer. You can't call me a mass murderer because I'm not a mass murderer, but they're acting as a mass murderer. They're carrying out mass murderer acts. You put them in that category. A lot of people try to defend and say, well, he never said he was a relationship guru. Well, the way that he sits on a superior with his superior complex and demeans women and acts like he knows all the answers and cuts them off and tells them that they're over talking him. And he's speaking from a know-it-all relationship, got all the answers guru standpoint. So that's why people put him in that category. And I agree with Dr. Umar in wondering why women subjugate themselves to that. And I also be wondering why these men hang from his nutsack so hard and can't think for themselves. But I be listening and I look into their situations. When you have conversations with a lot of these men who hang from his nutsack so hard, you ask them about their current situations and their relationships. Their households be in shambles. They can't control their wives. Their wives don't respect them. They get no respect from women. So they get validation in seeing that women get demeaned and feel like he's telling the truth because they don't have accountability in keeping their household in check and leading their own household. And they look for Kevin Samuels to be their leader because he say the stuff that they too coward to say. He say the stuff that, you know, in the principles that they wish that they can implement in their household. They wish they female will fall in line and listen to, but they're not even leaders to get their household in check, get their woman in check and run a smooth operation, and fail to realize that the person that they listening to wasn't able to do these things either. But that's enough for Kevin Samuels, my opinion. I'm going to really go further in depth later. But I'm going to get to Dr. Umar. I'm going to let him speak a little bit more of these truths. Now, don't get it twisted. He is hypocritical as well. And I'm going to point out his hypocrisy also. They're both hypocrites and they both say truths. And we're going to talk about it a little bit more later in this video. But let him speak to what he feels about these beta male YouTubians who are the DDD of social media, the division of social media. And when he said that, he's spot on. They're beta male YouTubians. And let's let him describe it for himself.
I'm going to speak power and strength into our beautiful African sisters. That's right. I'm going to build you up. And what makes it so bad about these so-called life coaches, some of them actually regurgitate a lot of Dr. Umar talking points. People send me clips. People send me clips of some of these YouTubian opportunists, so-called life coaches, and I'm seeing some of them quote me verbatim without giving credit to their source. And some of them claim to not even like me. So why are you quoting my material and not referencing me? You obviously watch me. You obviously watch me because too much of my material is coming out of your mouth. It's a whole group. There's at least 12. I think I've counted 12 different YouTubian beta male wannabe life coaches that are out there slandering black women, attacking black women, degrading black women. I count about a dozen. I'm going to call them the dirty dozen of division. The triple D, the dirty dozen of division. There's about 12 members of the dirty dozen of division, 12 beta males, YouTube life coaches who are trying to build a platform by making black women feel bad. I don't like it. I can't appreciate black men trying to make a dollar off of making black women feel bad. And unfortunately, our black women, some of them are so thirsty for validation that they're participating. They're participating in the attacks and slander against the black female community, and that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. No black woman should ever subject herself, even for amusement. Even for amusement. Even for amusement, the black woman should never subject herself to another man's condemnation. And what makes the condemnation so ridiculous for me, it's mostly superficial. Most of the assessment is superficial, brothers and sisters. It's superficial. You weigh too much. You don't have the right body type. You don't have enough education. You don't make enough money. This is European standards. This isn't African. That's not who we are. And black women are subjecting themselves for this because they want a black man so bad to publicly validate them. They're taking a chance at being totally humiliated because they're so thirsty to have a black man publicly validate them. That's why you're doing this, black woman.
Now, again, as you guys know, I'm no fan, and it's no shade, no tea of Kevin, more so than Umar. Now, I'm going to get into this situation and basically tell you guys my thoughts in more detail, because I've been seeing a lot of people, give their opinions about the situation and so have you. And, we're here. People wanted to know what I felt about it. So I'm going to, basically give you a breakdown on how I feel. And that's just that on that. A lot of men, because they're looking for a savior in somebody, they get very butthurt if you have any type of opposition towards their Lord and Savior, Kevin Samuels. And if you are a person who gets any type of butthurt, then this ain't the video for you. Because what most of y'all do, all you do is repeat and regurgitate his talking points word by word, line by line, that he recycled from Tommy Sotomayor, who got it from whoever he got it from. A lot of these people are just biting off of each other and then just putting their spin on it. But what you guys are doing, y'all don't even put y'all own spin on it. Y'all just repeat and regurgitate another man's thoughts word for word, bar for bar, line for line, in my Soulja Boy voice. Bar for bar, word for word, line for line. Like, y'all will sit here and regurgitate somebody else's regurgitation of somebody else's words. And I just be like, who gonna think for themselves? Who gonna think for themselves and understand that this may apply to this person, this may work here, and this may work there, but this is not gospel for all. All high-value men are not cheating. All high-value men are not exercising options. Do they have options? Yeah, of course. If you have a bunch of money, you're going to have a bunch of bottom-of-the-barrel females or even suitable females out to get your money. And then you're going to end up in situations like Carmelo Anthony and all of these other people who get tricked up because they want to date with options, mess up their happy home, get outside illegitimate babies, and then, we are here. Now, we're aware that they have options. We're aware that, they have more opportunity to be smuts. We're aware of that. But that doesn't mean that you have to exercise those options. And everything that Kevin Samuels says is not truthful, in my opinion. But I'm going to get to more of that a little bit later. Now, as it pertains to him versus Umar, now Umar has come forward and he has responded and he has said how he feels about the matter, and he has given his points and how he feels things should be addressed. So once all of the red pill beta males, they all, started to get a stiffy at the idea of Dr. Umar and Kevin Samuels going head to head, Dr. Umar caught wind of it, and he basically responded by saying how he noticed that he was trending, and he felt like he was trending for all of the wrong reasons because he didn't feel like this was something that was trend worthy. So in a statement to and in a response to all of the red pill men getting a hard on at the idea of them debating, he basically said, Dr. Umar, like he quoted somebody that said, Dr. Umar, you trending on Twitter. And then, but not for all the right reasons. They literally took the clip when you addressed the YouTubers and the sound bites, and now they type in about a versus battle or a debate. shaking my head. These people are thrilled with empty entertainment. How do you stay so dedicated to the black race slash population when we have so many problems? Mental, which is our most damaged, socially, economically, and definitely verbally. I am discouraged. Social media becomes more than dominant than human life and human behavior. So, this was pretty much his response to all of the people who was getting a hard on, about him going back and forth with Kevin Samuels. And as you can see, somebody in the comments, they're like, I told you this ish was beneath him. He got bigger fish to fry, yada, yada, yada. So, in addition to like his response and trolling about how he felt like this was pretty much beneath him, he also trolled people by saying that Baby Papa was coming soon and said Prince Afatunde or whatever was coming soon. And in the caption of that, he also, led people to the waters and led them to where they can open up their wallets and donate to his school. So after people started to get riled up about this, like, oh my God, now you got a baby on the way, whoopty whoop, then he decided to then respond by video yet again, talking to all the beta male YouTubians and the followers that hang from their nutsack. Now, again, I don't put 100% of my stock in either person. I agree with a lot of the things that Umar says, but I can also decipher the bullshit and the manipulation in both. Now, I can decipher the bullshit when it comes to Umar, and I can decipher the bullshit when it comes to Kevin. I can decipher the manipulation in both. Some of you guys don't know when you're being sold, and that's sad, but I'm going to get to that. I'm going to share how I feel wholeheartedly about Umar, how I feel wholeheartedly about Kevin, and we're going to get into it. But first, y'all already know it's about that time to hear a message from my sponsor, which is myself. All right, so boom, I gotta pause it and interrupt real quick because there might be some males who have their panties in a bunch. There might be some females who also have their panties in a bunch. And I have to remind you guys that I have a website and I sell adult toys. And on my website, because some of these men are frustrated that they can't please a woman, so they get back and they get mad and they get angry at women and they want to take it out on women because they're frustrated that they can't please them and they're frustrated that certain things don't happen for them. Listen, if you are a person who has your panties in a bunch so far and you look to some of these men to get validation for the rejection that you get with women, listen, I have a solution for you. You can go on my website, www.neekatnight.com. It's spelled exactly like my channel. So over on my website, right, you may not be hitting the spot. I have, extenders, like they're sleeves that you can put on, okay? And they can help you hit the spot, please your woman, get better results, make her more submissive, and you won't be so up in arms about the rejection that you get, I also have other adult toys like, vibrating panties, loosen up a little bit, add some spark and some flame to your bedroom, and you might have better results with women. They might be more submissive. They might not take you for so much of a joke, and it might cure the vitriol that you have towards them, and it might help you out a little bit. You might not seek the gospel of some of these men so much because you're putting it down in the bedroom. A woman is submitting to you, and you won't have so much hate in your heart for the women that rejected you. You'll have better results of less women rejecting you because you're spicing it up. You add in flame. You add in that fire. Go to my website, www.neekatnight.com. Okay. So in this video, I guess as a response to, what the current state of social media where people were suddenly buzzing, he was getting all this traffic behind people wanting him to go head to head with Kevin Samuels. this is basically his video where he was doubling down on his thoughts about it, and he was clarifying that he was trolling when he was saying that he had a baby on the way and that he didn't really have a baby on the way, that was him trolling. Now, I've kind of gave you some of my thoughts on how I felt about Kevin. Now I'm going to listen to what Umar says, and I'm going to, in this response where he's doubling down, show you where I feel like, my eyebrow be raised towards Dr. Umar as well, and speak to the hypocrisy that I see in both Umar and Kevin Samuels. But let's roll it.
And I know that if I did have a baby papa on the way, y'all would be sending money and gifts. I don't want to go to the post office to pick up no strollers, no bassinets, no baby papa hoodies, no we hate your daddy socks, we hate your daddy hoodies. I don't want none of that, all right? There's no baby coming. There's no African queen anywhere on the planet Earth. That's all 6 continents, because Europe is not a continent. It is Western Asia, okay? European doesn't have a home. All right. Everywhere he's been, he's stolen it from the Africans who were there. But nonetheless, there's no African queen expecting my child. I just wanted to let you all know. I was just having a little fun. Now, one day, maybe baby papa will be brought into the world. It would be nice to leave a hair. It would be nice to turn over the operation of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy to a son of mine. It would be nice to turn over the National Independent Black Parent Association to a son of mine. It would be nice to turn over Team Pan-African, the international movement for the independence and protection of African children, to a son of mine. It would be nice to turn my books over and have my son do the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th edition. It would be beautiful to have him become a clinical psychologist and a school psychologist and an educator and pick up where his daddy left off. That would be beautiful. Okay, so maybe one day I will drop a post saying we got a baby papa on the way. And yes, his name will be Prince Ifatunde Oguntade II, but that's up to the Lord. That's up to the ancestors. Okay, but I'm not expecting no child right now. So ladies, stop sending me them inboxes on Instagram. Dr. Umar, I thought I had a chance. Dr. Umar, did you look at my wifey resume? Dr. Umar, are you sure she's the right one? Is she light-skinned? Is she dark-skinned? I've been bombarded with messages from the Black Queendom, and you know I love my sisters. I've been bombarded by messages from the Queendom asking me about the wife-to-be, the mother-to-be. I'm not having a child. It was just fun and games. It's just fun and games. Please don't send no baby shower gifts. Don't send no baby shower money. We're not doing that. But on another note, before I get up out of here, please make sure you continue to donate. Let's get this done. $FDMG School. Let's get this done. $FDMG School on the Cash App. Hit your Cash App. Thank you for all the brothers and sisters who've been hitting the Cash App. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Mail your check or money order. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington.
Basically, I'm going to defend y'all women, but y'all got to send me donations, basically. Like, both men use their platforms to manipulate the results that they want. Now, both men have said truths, but they use it in a way to manipulate the outcome that they want. He is using his opportunity and his knowledge of what we want as women, and he's speaking facts, but he's using it as the opportunity to garner more donations. Open up your wallet, open up your checkbook, send me the money, send it to my Cash App, send it to my school, and then now I'm going to defend you. I'm going to make you feel like I'm your savior, and you're going to open up your wallets. Same thing that Kevin Samuels does. He bashes women and demeans them with what people deem as truth, which all of them are not truths. And he bashes them to where men feel like that he's their savior, and they open up their wallets and throw their purse at him. Now, Kevin Samuels isn't asking for donations, but he's very well aware of the turn in which, if I do this, if I talk to women in this way, if I talk to them in this type of way, if I demean them, the men get their rocks off from that, and they're going to open their wallets and spend their coin and throw their purse. Dr. Umar, he's intelligent and he knows if I cater to the woman, if I speak up for her in a sense, I'm going to be able to use this as an opportunity for them to open up their wallets and their purse. So both men use their intelligence and their truths to manipulate the outcome that they want for themselves that ends in monetary gain. Now, do we knock either person for doing that? Hey, get it how you live. But we can also respect or not respect a person. People feel like they don't respect Umar because of the school, but yet they lend the same respect to Kevin, who's doing the same thing in a different way. They don't know when they're being sold, they don't know when they're being had, and they don't know when they have been got. Because they put their stock 100% in a human being, and they end up sad because they end up realizing that this person doesn't practice what they preach. But we'll continue.
Brothers and sisters, I want to say this to my brothers out there. Let me talk to the brothers for a minute. I talked to the sisters the last time I was at Ifa Tunde U. Let me talk to the brothers real quick. I've been getting a lot of mail from my brothers. Some of y'all are upset that Dr. Umar defended the women. If you listen to the whole live stream, my strong black brothers, if you listen to the whole live stream, my alpha male brothers, I did tell the sisters that they be on some bullshit sometimes. If you listen to the whole live, black men, I did tell black women that they be making mistakes and they be doing brothers wrong. I did, brothers. I did say the sisters be having some shit that they need to work through. I did, my brothers. I did. I don't live in a dream world. Trust me. I have two beautiful daughters of my own. I know what we go through with women who, for whatever reason, okay, want to seek revenge for us. I know how the game go. Okay, but black women get beat up enough. Black men get beat up enough. I'm not here to beat nobody else up. But what I don't like, as I said in the last video, too many black men are motivated to destroy, to slander, to crucify black women. And I want to say this to you, black men. I want to say this to you, black men. I want to say this to all my unapologetically African alpha males out there. In order to graduate from beta to alpha, you have to deal with the pain, the suppressed pain in your unconscious from your childhood abuse. I'm going to say it again. In order for black men to graduate from psychological beta male to psychological alpha male, you might be alpha physically, you might be alpha on the block, you might be alpha in the bedroom, you might be alpha at your job, but are you psychologically?
Half of them don't even be alpha in the bedroom. Half of them don't even know where the clit is, how to get a woman off. Half of them ain't alpha in the bedroom, and they claim that a woman supposed to bow down to them, but that's a topic for another day. But a lot of these men don't even be alpha in the bedroom, but then they want you, and then they want you to be okay with them cheating on you because they got a certain amount of money, when in 2021, women are stepping just as hard with money as well. I'll let him continue. Because, I could pick out the truths when he say the truth now. He's speaking facts.
Alpha male, because a lot of us might be physically alpha, socially alpha, sexually alpha, romantically alpha, but are you psychologically alpha? And there's too many black men out here who are not psychologically alpha. You're psychologically beta. And when I say that you are psychologically beta, I'm saying that you have a childhood. A lot of black men, I'm keeping it real, a lot of black men have childhood abuse issues, sexual abuse, emotional abuse. Some of you have been abandoned by your mother, abandoned by your father. You blame your mother for your father not being there when it could have been for him not being there, and it could have been your mother's fault. Or you blame your mother for not being there, and it could have been. So all I'm saying is that black men, we have to graduate from psychological beta to psychological alpha. I'm not talking sexuality. I'm talking psychological masculinity. See, at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, we're going to be dealing with psychological masculinity, because you are not an alpha male if you got issues with your father that haven't been addressed. Now, I'm not saying that you decided to go a separate way from your father because he means you no good. to be rectified. If there's a conversation you need to have with your biological father, if there's a conversation you need to have with your biological mother, there's a conversation you need to have with your auntie or uncle who molested you as a child, you need to have that conversation. If you got self-esteem issues that you haven't dealt with, then you need to deal with that.
Okay? And so I'm going to pause them again. So right there, a lot of the times when I see people hanging from Kevin Samuels' nutsack, you can tell it comes from a place of hurt. They've been rejected. They have mommy issues. They have some type of vengeance with women, so they are gratified and they get gratification in seeing a woman get tore down. They get gratification in seeing that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like some women don't need correction and some women are not delusional, because some women are. I'm going to be honest with you. Like I've said in other things, I understand where I am in the dating pool. I'm a woman who is a woman of a daughter. I have a daughter who is 8 years, well, she'll be 8 years old in a couple of weeks. And I understand where that places me. But I also understand my strengths as well. I understand what I bring to the table. I understand that I can help elevate and motivate and push my man as well. And so I'm not going to accept some of the rhetoric that people put out and they try to make it a blanket statement for all. Now, some women will have, 4, 5 different baby daddies and not understand why a man may overlook them and they may be a bit delusional. I get that. But some of his approaches are for shock value. Some of those women are seeking desperate validation. And as the women are seeking for validation and they are not realistic in a lot of ways, a lot of the men who are under the videos have unaddressed mommy and daddy issues. They have vitriol for the rejection that they get for being socially awkward. They have a lot of things that they have not sorted out with themselves. So they get gratification in seeing a woman being demeaned and tore down. Whether you feel like he's saying the truth or not, he is demeaning the women and tearing them down for your gratification and making the men open up and throw their purse and their wallets at the screen. Okay? Just like Dr. Umar is using his intelligence and his way of knowing how a woman wants to be spoken to, talked to, similar to Derek Jackson, and getting the women to throw their purse. Both of them are using what they know against the other to get the result that they want. But a lot of these men have unresolved issues, mommy issues, daddy issues, and they're seeking validation and gratification and seeing black women tore down, which is whack.
All I'm saying is the black man has a pain body, the black woman. The black man has a pain body that is just as scarred as the black woman. The black man has a pain body that is just as scarred as the black woman's pain body. That's what I'm talking about. And when I see black men inbox me on Instagram, and when black men text me, and when black men send me emails, and when black men send me Facebook messengers, and when black men send me WhatsApp messages, and when black men send me Twitter messages talking about I need to go harder on black women, making black women the scapegoat for what white supremacy has done to us, making black women the scapegoat for what white supremacy have done to us. I'm sorry, my brothers, but I gotta call a spade a spade. That is not alpha male behavior. That is not alpha male behavior. That is psychological beta male behavior. That is psychological beta male behavior. Okay? And if you are psychologically a beta male, you have abuse issues. Very few beta males do not have scars from childhood. Okay? I'm just keeping it a buck. And that's why the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy, we're going to heal all the psychologically abused beta males. We are going to heal all the psychologically abused beta males. We are going to heal all the psychologically abused beta males at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. It is a school by day. It is a black community Re-Africanization Center by night. The Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy is a school by day, and it is a psychological re-Africanization center at night. It is a school by day, and it is a psychological re-Africanization center at night, brothers. We're going to heal the sisters, but we're going to heal the brothers. But the brothers are acting more scarred than the women now. Come on, brothers.
Acting like
we got to build that masculinity. You are sounding more scarred than the women.
More feminine.
I didn't say you didn't have a right to express yourself. I didn't say you didn't have a right to hold our sisters accountable. But some of you want to destroy black women. Some of you want to destroy black women. I'm getting messages from brothers who want to destroy black women. And some of y'all actually think that some of what these beta male life coaches is doing is healthy and productive for the black community. Have you lost your mind, black man?
Completely lost their
Have
marbles.
you lost your mind, black man? Have you lost your mind, black man? How in the hell can a man sitting on the internet attacking, destroying, criticizing, and defaming a black woman, how is that productive for the black community? So you're telling me it is healthy for a black girl to watch her mother get criticized and told she's not good enough by a black man on behind closed doors, but on the internet? Come on, brothers and sisters. I know we better than this. I know we better than this. I know we better than this. And let me say this to all my content creators out there. Let me say this to all my content creators out there. Dr. Umar will be creating, once the school is open, the black woman is God and the black man is God. I'm not going to co-sign anybody who says the black woman is God and not say the black man is God. I am not going to co-sign anybody who says the black woman is God who will not say the black man is God. Because when you truly understand divine science, when you truly understand the spiritual technology of the universe, you understand that God is not a man or a woman. God is the creator of the man and the woman, and God is the owner of both masculine divinity and feminine divinity. I'm going to say it again. God is not a man or a woman. This is why we will have the spiritual and astrological curriculum at the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. This is why we will have the spiritual and astrological curriculum at the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. The black man is God and the black woman is God. You need both. You need both. That's why we are born craving and needing the opposite sex, because a man can't be a man fully until he has his woman by his side, and a woman can't be a woman physically or fully until she has her man by her side. You need the black man and the black woman. There is a Yoruba proverb. There is a Yoruba proverb. There is a Yoruba proverb that says the man is the head of the house, but the woman is the neck upon which the head sits and turns. I'm going to say it again. According to the wisdom of our ancestors, there's a Yoruba proverb that says the man is the head of the household, but the black woman is the neck upon which the head sits and turns. So there is no man without the woman, and there is no woman without the man. I am for the equality of the black man and woman. God is the owner of masculine and feminine energy. That's why the ancestors blessed me with FDMG.
All right. So he goes on for 15 more minutes, and I'm going to stop him right there because, I mean, we kind of get the gist of what he's saying and where he's coming from. Now, I can understand a person's talking points without being totally manipulated and sold and not understanding what's happening before my eyes. Now, although he's taking up for women, he is using it as a means to get the result that he wants and get it in the form of donations. Just like Kevin Samuels understands, if I demean women, men get off on that. They get off on me, quote unquote, telling the truth and demeaning them. That's why you see a lot of these men who start off their channels, they don't start off their channels completely red pill. They start off their channels basically somewhere in the middle, feeling like there's a balance here and there's a balance there. And then you see them well, when I do red pill, when I dump on women, when I bash women, my views skyrocket. When I destroy black women, when I quote unquote hold them accountable, but I'm bashing and demeaning them, my views skyrocket. I have a bunch of men who get validation in me tearing down women. So let me teeter more over here. So you see a lot of men who didn't even start off as red pill or thinking that ideology migrate more on over to the demeaning nature that gets the men to throw their wallets. People manipulate their audiences into getting the results that they want monetarily. And the audience doesn't even realize when they're being had, and they don't even realize a lot of this stuff don't even apply in your real life. Period. Now, when it comes to Kevin Samuels and Dr. Umar says a lot of things that is truthful and I can agree with, but I can understand where he is a hypocrite as well. Just like Kevin Samuels is a hypocrite in his concept as well. Both men preach a gospel that is not a proven concept to either one of their lives. Kevin Samuels talks about how women, he has a lot of pimp talk. He talks like he's a pimp and how he got these females in line and how females should basically bow down to men who have money or get lost. Either accept that a man who has money is going to do X, Y, and Z, or get lost and either fall in line or get lost. Basically, that's how he talks. He talks with a lot of pimp babble where he talks about how a man is supposed, like a man with money, they date with these options, they do what they want to do, and a woman is just supposed to accept it and fall in line. However, when it comes to his real life, he wasn't able to get none of his women to fall in line. His pimp talk did not work for him. He did not get the woman to fall in line and be his bottom B, because that's what he basically talked about. Men with money are these, he talks in this pimp type rhetoric that women should just fall in line and be their bottom B, allow them to soar their oats and do whatever, treat them however, because they got money, and a woman's money don't mean nothing, and they should just fall in line. Well, none of his women fell in line, and he chose them. He talks all the time about how women choose their baby daddies, they choose this and that, they choose to have these kids, but yet it's the man who's in control of the relationship, it's the man who's in control of marriage, and yet he was not able to choose a bitch to fall in line in none of the situations, and none of his outcomes reflect the message that he preaches and this high value thing that everybody says is so truthful. A person dating somebody just because they have money does not mean that that's a free pass to be disloyal. The guy at the grocery store has options. He sees women all day. The party promoter has options. He sees women all day. Just because you have options does not mean that you have to exercise said options. And a true high value man is not going to risk his family to exercise said options. And he is not going to be a cheater and disloyal to the backbone in the neck that keeps his family afloat. Only a dusty who cannot control his penis, who cannot have dick control and loyalty, is going to do so. A true man who is a provider is going to provide for his household. He's not going to stress his wife out because she's also providing in the household as well. And maybe she's not providing monetarily, but she's providing the balance in that household. He's not going to disrespect his union for such. So what he preaches that, you know, a woman should just fall in line or get lost, he wasn't able to get a bitch to fall in line for himself. Now, when it comes to Dr. Umar is also a hypocrite of the Bible or the gospel that he preaches. Dr. Umar says a lot of truthful things. He says and he speaks about family unity, which I think that we should be going towards a lot more family unity. We should not be so divided. When I see these divisive beta males that he calls divisive YouTubian beta males, I agree with him in the sense that all they are doing is causing divisiveness and division within the black community. And I do agree with Umar on how we should be more unified. We should have more black families in unison, more black fathers, more black husbands and wives, and we should be beaten to that accord. However, Dr. Umar is also a hypocrite in the gospel that he preaches because he has children, from my knowledge, and he did not wed the mother, and he does not have a person who he has created this unified family unit that he preaches about. Now, on a platform, I guess he made mention that he's too busy to, do such or whatever. That's bullshit. There are a lot of men who are very successful, very busy, and are very solidified in their marriage and family unison. I mean, shit, Barack Obama was the damn president. You think he wasn't damn busy? But he was able to hold down his wife and have a family. So the foundation in which he preaches, in the gospel that he preaches, he's not practicing it either. So neither man is practicing the concepts that they are teaching to their following. Now, men get gratification and women being torn down. Oh, you're 5'8" and 220 pounds. How dare you think that you deserve a man to like and love you? Now, there are some high value men who have lots of money who like tall females that's 220 pounds. You have some of the guys who want to tear down women and feel like it's their place to know that they're this tall, or they're this big, or they got this many children. You ask all of these men to pull their pants down. A lot of these men have little D energy on the screen typing. And once you ask them to pull their pants down to see what they bring into the table, are they even able to satisfy a woman, to let alone deal with they BS, let alone deal with them dealing with another female too? You're going to see a lot of these men are coming up short with shriveled little penises that can't even do what they think that it's supposed. It ain't giving the energy that it's supposed to have gave. So although they want to check a woman and be like, oh, you don't need to do this or that, or you feel the audacity of you to feel like you deserve this or that, the audacity of you who can't even please a woman, don't know where the G-spot is, complain about eating coochie, complain about satisfying a woman, the audacity of you to feel like you deserve her and another. These concepts are not a blanket concept for all high value men. These concepts are Kevin Samuels' opinion of what he deems as a high value man. And his opinion is influenced by Tommy Sotomayor's opinion, who was influenced by whoever he was influenced by. And Dr. Umar claimed that they done all stole from him. So, I mean, it is what it is. All of it is regurgitated opinions that is not a blanket statement for all. The dating options thing, that's only one thing that he presents to the world that is inaccurate. I feel like it's BS. I feel like it's bullcrap. That's only one of the things that he has spoken about, when he has spoken about several things that are inaccurate and divisive and does not help the black family at all, nor does it help the woman in getting and keeping a strong family unit and making a better choice. All he tells them is basically, the superficial part of it, like Dr. Umar said, about how they look versus what they feel like they should accept or whatever. Lower your standards, get with a plumber, where's the substance? Where are people getting with unions that are people who are suitable to be good mothers, good fathers, people who are suitable to be good role models? Where is the substance in these things other than money? All he based everything around is money. Oh, you got money, so you could do this or that. Oh, you got money, or you don't got this, or you a woman, so you should just accept this or that. Where is the guidance in them creating a better, for the women that he talked to, other than telling them to lower their standards and get a broke dusty? Where is the guidance in them picking a good suitor for them, as far as who's going to be a good role model to their child, who's going to be a good father, who has something more than just money? Because when the money goes, then what is there? Then what do you have? You don't even have a good match that can help you build your brand up. You just telling them what they should just accept, like, it's just BS. Any person who listens to Kevin Samuels and thinks that he is 100% factual, 100% the truth, and hanging from his nutsacks and want to fight women and square up with women because they don't want to be talked to and demeaned, I question that person. I question the relationship that that person has with their mother. I question the respect that that person has with their children and the women that they have in their family. These same men, you'll ask them a question, and this came up in my live stream yesterday. You'll ask these same men who go to bat, they swanging as Kevin walking, they swanging, teetering, tottering from his nutsack. You'll ask these same men, if this was your daughter, she was in a situation with a high value man, should your daughter appreciate and just be happy to have a man with money and accept him cheating on her and walking all over her and doing what he want to do just because he's high value? These same men will backpedal, move the goalposts, and switch up their answers because they wouldn't want this for their daughter. They wouldn't want this for their mother. They wouldn't want this for the women that they know. They will turn into the biggest hypocrites in that regard. Oh no, like if it was my daughter, no, a man can't just cheat on her and she get accepted. But yet you want to tell us black women that we should just accept it if we want better for our lives. If we want a man who has something going on for himself, we gotta accept being walked on and smutted on and disrespected, and have a man that's disloyal because our man is doing what he's supposed to do, as in providing, and we are doing what we're supposed to do in the regard of keeping the household together. And what they try to also then come back to you and say, well, you wouldn't date a broke guy. No ish, Sherlock. No, I wouldn't date a broke guy. I have stuff accomplished for myself. And no, I do not wish to date a broke guy. I do not deserve to date a broke guy. Now, I'm not one of these women who think that I'm only, available to talk to a man that's a rich millionaire and all this. A lot of these rich millionaire, supposed high value men, a lot of them are very arrogant. They don't know how to treat women. They are very, very romantically detached. A lot of these women are having material things and miserable. I don't wish for that. I wish for I have things accomplished for myself. I wish for a man who has things accomplished for himself. I'm not getting with a dusty, broke man. I don't deserve to. And I'm not going to tell another woman that she deserves to deal with a dusty and broke man. Now, if that woman has nothing going for herself, she does not have, a job, a career, or anything going for herself, I do not agree that, she should be looking to get saved by a rich man millionaire. I don't agree with that. I think that, date with intention of substance for your family. Date who has values. Date who brings a good foundation to your home. Date who you guys can build generational worth together. If he loses it all today, can she bounce back and get it back tenfold? If she loses it all today, can he be her support system and get it back tenfold? If there was a tragedy in the home, somebody, suffered from an accident, a disability or something like that, can this person who I've granted as my partner hold it down? Or are they going to jump ship when the money go out? I feel like a lot of these things are based on superficial BS that without money, it's like, what do you have after that? It's like birthing the birth of high value dusties. It's crazy, but I'll talk about high value dusties in another video. But the point of this video was I seen how both men have hypocritical stances and neither one of them are practicing what they preach. Kevin Samuels is not a proven concept that this is the end all be all for high value men. I see a lot of men
getting behind and champion. That is how a high value man operates. That is what happens. That is the truth. They do date with options. They do get to do this or that. But then you see all of these men who have broken homes, wasn't able to keep their female in line, but yet these men speak with such confidence that this is just the way that it goes, and it's a blanket statement for all.
A lot of the times when I'm looking at Kevin Samuels, a lot of the times I feel like a lot of these arguments that he wins, that people think that, oh my God, he checked this person, he checked that person. A lot of the times these conversations is him telling people not to overtalk him. Anytime a person has a valid point to make, he cuts them off. He tells them not to overtalk them. And then he does this, he overtalks them. So he makes his point. He gets everything out that he wants to say. And as soon as they respond and try to make their point, he cuts them off, tells them to stop overtalking him, and then makes another point, cuts them off, tells them to stop overtalking him, makes his point, and to the point where they get stuttered and stammered into their words to where it looks like he won because he's a salesman and he's able to sell the idea of BS. He's able to sell a bucket of shit and make it look like gold because he's a good salesman. So he's able to sell you on the idea that he won, and he checking all these women when there's been a lot of people on his panel that has made very good arguments against what he preaches, but they're not able to get it out because it's his platform, and he always cuts them off and doesn't allow them to respond. I pay attention to how a man acts with certain women. Whenever he has Tommy on there, the girl Tommy, he's always mushy, he's always gushing, he's always this and that. He never has the same energy for her. And she is one of the most broken women that we've seen an example for on television. We've seen the relationship that she has with her children. We see how she acts and how she operates. And she is a woman who you would think needs the tough love the most and the scolding the most. He mushies up and gushies up to her and turns into a little squirming little boy. Same thing with these other red pill men. I look and I pay attention to how they respond to certain women. Now, there's another red pill guy who I won't name his name, but he wears glasses and he's light skinned. And I pay attention to when he has certain women on his panel. I see how he acts with certain women, and then I see the women who come on there who don't look like they're natural born women. And this is no shade, no tea. I really don't think that a couple of the women who have gone on there are natural born women, and that's not a problem. You can be trans. I'm not saying this is no diss towards trans. I'm just saying I pay attention to how certain people cozy up to certain individuals. Now, if you are so hard on natural born women, but you butter up towards trans women or whatever, I pay attention to that, and I put that in my memory bank. When you have vitriol towards women, I'm not going to assess it with the same pedigree because I already know what side you're leaning on. A lot of people say like sexuality isn't important. Oh, you can't attack their sexuality. You can't go after sexuality. Well, the demeaning nature that they have towards women, it matters, which the sexuality does matter. I'm sorry, it does. If you have a certain disdain towards natural born women and you cozy up to a certain type of individual more, the information that you put out, that you say, it does, your sexuality does come into play and it does matter. If you are a person who is giving marriage advice to married couples, but you are a divorcee and you have no successful proven concepts, it matters. If you are a person who's preaching family unity and you ain't able to, create a family unison situation for yourself, it matters. These things matter. And so I hate when people try to act like you can't question a person's sexuality. You can't question this. Y'all question Dr. Umar's school. You question his intentions.
Y'all question these women. Y'all tell them that, their background matters. their dating history matters, but then the dating history of men, if he prefers men over women and he's having vitriol and he's demeaning to women, it doesn't matter his sexuality. How does that not matter? It does matter. And I don't care what you guys say. In order to tell a person that maybe their expectations are too high, they do not have to be demeaned and ished on for you in order for you to tell them that. They do not have to be a laughing stock of the party just for you to try to get them to understand that maybe their outlook maybe not be as realistic. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all get off on black women getting tore down because you're a coward and you can't say the stuff that he says. So you get off that women are so thirsty for validation that they're allowing him to say the things that you're too coward of a man to say. And it makes you feel good that I can't, I'm a man. I can't be accountable that I can't get my woman to fall in line. I can't get my women to act right. It makes me feel good when he demeans these women because maybe now, maybe just maybe now, I will get a chance at the women that I wish that I could been had a chance with or whatever. Maybe they'll understand that, they need to do this or that. No, how about you need to understand how to lead, and when you lead, a woman will naturally submit. How about untuck your wee-wee between your legs and man the F up and walk in your purpose, and women will follow. If you have all of these issues with women and you're a grown A man, I'm going to agree with Umar. You are a beta male psychologically wise. You are a person who is very damaged because, yes, there are faults with women, but there are also faults with men. Men are not perfect. Women are not perfect. And if you are just, if you're just interested in the tear down of women and that gets you off and that gets your rocks off and, ooh, yes, stick it to the women, they need to be put in their place. If that's your outlook on the black woman as a black man, you the type that I don't want nowhere near around me. Anybody who's hanging and swaying from Kevin Nutsacks and they can't decipher the things that he says that is true and can't decipher the things that he says that is shock value, I don't want these beta simps because they always try to say other men is simps. No, a man treating a woman right and with integrity and a man uplifting a woman, that's not simping. And I'm so sick that we are in a point in time that it is considered simping to treat a woman with respect. It is considered simping to do what you should be doing as a man. Y'all want to say women can't run this world and it's a man's world and we need y'all, but yet y'all not even doing the basic things that you need to do to lead us in the first place and then want to down us. But y'all ain't even got y'all ish together.
You question Derek Jackson's intentions, so why can't you question the intentions of a man who might not like or favor a woman? That matters. Their sexuality, how they view women, if they like them or not, that matters. And a lot of these men, you see and pay attention to who they cozy up to and how they act. I pay attention to who they mushy up to and who they disrespect. I pay attention to who they show respect to and who they show disrespect to. And that matters in their assessment and my assessment of how they feel in their overall message. I'm gonna take your message with a grain of salt if you do not like black women. A lot of these people in the red pill community don't even date black women, don't even like black women. You go to their profiles, they're on dates with Becky's, Maria's, and everything other than black women, which I'm not a Dr. Umar. I don't fault you for dating outside your race. That's fine. But when you demean a black woman in defense of your opinion of them, I'm going to take your opinion with a grain of salt because you don't even like us. So I'm not going to listen to what you have to say. These things matter. And so I hate when people try to act like these things do not matter. They do. But anyways,
make sure you are shopping my website, www.neekatnight.com. Like I said, for the men who get their panties in a bunch and they hate when a woman wants respect, like, oh my God, Like, how dare you as a woman want me to respect you as a man? How dare you? Oh my God. They have the channels where the women tear down the men. I don't watch those channels or champion them or agree. I don't agree with a man tearing down a woman either. That don't get my rocks off. I want to be with a man and I want a man to respect me, and I feel like I should give men the same respect. But you have these men, how dare you demand respect? How dare you want me to be a simp? If I treat you right and if I treat you with respect, I'm going to be simping. Like, you new breed of men are ridiculous. And that's not for all men, because we still got some men who love and value the black woman. And I'm just speaking on the beta male YouTubians and the beta male minions that follow them. That's who I'm speaking on. It's breeding a new breed of dusty ideologies, because they're taking Kevin Samuels' recycled words from Tommy Sotomayor and they're taking it and they're misapplying it to their lives. They're not being realistic, and they're taking this information in and they are taking it very literally. Some of the stuff that he says isn't really literally across the board, but you have these men who cannot think for themselves and use their brain critically. So they'll take in this information very literally, and then they will then act this way with women. And it's just breeding a new breed of B-boy beta male YouTubians, as Dr. Umar would say. A lot of wee tucked between they leg boys who cannot man up. And like I said again, I'm not speaking for all. I'm speaking for the new breed of bitch boys. Oh my God. There you go with the insults. That's all they have is insults. Y'all insulting us. You talking about people look like Barry Sanders and hook hike. But we supposed to take the insults. But oh my God, we can't insult y'all back. Y'all so brainwashed from Kevin Samuels that you will listen to him insult women day by day, but then his defense to people checking him is, oh, all they're gonna do is throw out insults. And then y'all will type that in y'all defense. Oh, listen to the women sending out insults. After you done listen to this man tear down and insult women, telling them they average at best, telling them they look like Barry Sanders, telling them that, insulting them all damn day. But then the moment that a woman gives you guys the same energy, all they got is insults. Well, that's what y'all getting y'all rocks off on, was when he insulting women. What? Anyways, visit my website, www.neekatnight.com. If you are a male and you are sensitive with your wee tucked in your pants, this isn't the channel for you. Go where you're comfortable. Go to the rivers and lakes that, make you comfortable and where they tear down black women. If you are a man who loves black women and you can understand a difference of opinion, then welcome to my channel. Hopefully you stay. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one. If you go, I understand. It is what it is. My mission is not to tear down the black man. My mission is not to ish on all black men. So I just also want to make that clear in closing. I love my black man. I wish that y'all would get it together. I wish that we can come together and get it together and stop bickering and fighting one another. Y'all get on my nerves. It's a new breed of bitch boys. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sell y'all out, and I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not going to do it. I still love my black man at the end of the day, because I know that everybody is not falling under the guise of not being able to think for themselves. I know that there is leaders born every day, and I know that there's men who can think for themselves and can apply what applies to their life and want better for their household and know how to lead and know how to get a woman to naturally submit and is not so superficial. These men be so superficial of, oh my God, how dare this 5'8" woman want me? But then they come with the littlest dick. They be having 2-inch dicks, but be so superficial. Like, stop it. Neither one of us is perfect. Okay. Neither one of us is perfect. Okay. So cut the crap. Y'all not perfect. We not perfect. And we both have things that we need to work on. Y'all have stuff that y'all have to work on too. Because like I said, if you talk to a lot of these men about their households, their current situations, how things transpired in their relationships, you will see why they have such vitriol towards women and why they champion this message and this demeaning nature of Kevin Samuels demeaning women. Because they can't keep their own household together. So they look for a savior and a man to say the stuff that they too coward to say to their own woman. And they too coward to get their female to fall in line. And they look for a person like Kevin Samuels to talk a good game, but ain't a proven concept himself. He talk a good game, but he wasn't able to get none of his females to fall in line. Dr. Umar talks a good game, but he wasn't able to make a family black unit with none of his baby mamas. They talk a good game, but that's the nature of it. And I'm going to talk a good game too by you going to my website, because I got some things that can help you out. Now, fellas, I know that a lot of you are coming up short. Y'all getting mad at these women because y'all not pleasing them. You can go to my website. I have what is called an extender, and it's somewhat of a sleeve. You slip it over the top when she ain't paying attention. Add you some girth. Put your condom on. Go to work. Please your woman. You're going to have better results. A lot of y'all be mad that, women ain't choosing y'all and y'all not getting all these results. Like, you're going to be happier. Go to my website. I got some toys that'll add some spice to the bedroom. You might get better respect from women. Because if you please them in the bedroom, a lot of that lip go away. Okay? A lot of that lip that y'all say us black women have, when you pleasing them in the bedroom and you knocking it down like you supposed to and you doing what you're supposed to, a lot of that lip go away. So when I see all of these men with such vitriol and such anger and animosity, I know that you're coming up short in the bedroom. Because men who handling their business and doing what they got to do, they women don't got all of this lip. They don't got all of these problems that y'all have. So go to my website. I got some things that I'll be adding that's going to spice up your life. www.neekatnight.com. Visit my website. I have stuff for males. I have stuff for women. And I'll see y'all on the next video.